13 WMAC weather, sponsored by Premier Heating and Air.
6:07 this morning. We've been talking about rain in the forecast tonight, but don't go canceling all your weekend plans so quickly.
Right, yeah, tomorrow morning the bulk of it's going to get out of here. Most of this rain going to come actually while the sun is down and begin to move out as the sun rises tomorrow morning. A live look over downtown right now. We're waiting on the sun to rise this morning, just about an hour away now. A temperature of 57 in Macon right now with overcast skies, so we're not going to have a ton of luck in seeing the sun actually come above the horizon. But later on today, we're headed to the mid-70s before rain moves in around sunset tonight. Here's the satellite and radar with the temperatures on top of it. You can see overcast skies across central Georgia this morning. We're at 60 in Warner Robins, 57 in Macon and in Wrightsville, 58 in Gordon, 58 in Dublin, and 55 down in Eastman. You see a whole lot of rain back off to the west as well, right along the Mississippi River this morning from Missouri down into Louisiana. That rain you see out there actually going to pick up in intensity as it moves towards central Georgia later this afternoon and evening. And actually for tomorrow, we are at a level 2 risk for strong to severe storms. Damaging winds the primary driver there, but also the threat of an isolated tornado. I think that's actually going to begin through the overnight hours, but I do want to emphasize this threat. I'd call it a low end level 2. Of course, this is issued by the Storm Prediction Center out in Oklahoma. So let's time it out on Future View. All right, into the afternoon, the clouds sticking around, this breeze in off the Atlantic as well. And then as we get closer to the sunset hour tonight, here comes a batch of just downright heavy rain moving into central Georgia by 6 o'clock. And get into the evening hours tonight, there's 9 o'clock. We will see some thunder embedded within this, so technically thunderstorms rolling through. And then as you get to the 11 o'clock hour on into the overnight, it's going to be these storms here that I'm actually going to be watching for potentially some stronger weather. So watching for that beginning around 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, and then into the early hours of tomorrow. There's 6 a.m. there. We actually get round 2 down on the south side. Now, where round 2 sets up is going to actually have a fairly significant impact on our forecast, because the threat of strong storms will be down there, but then this is also where the higher rainfall totals are going to be. But regardless, by about 10 o'clock, left with just scattered showers with maybe a rogue storm down to the south through the afternoon. So for the Forsythia Festival tomorrow, I really think the bulk of the rain gets out of Forsyth before sunrise, before we're left with clouds for Saturday night, and then clearing skies here on Sunday, starting off in the mid-40s before we get into the mid-60s for Sunday afternoon. Now let's talk rainfall totals, because I've seen a lot of different model runs, and this is just one of many, right, with the higher amounts down to the south. I've seen this 3 to 5 inch range over Macon. I've seen it north of Macon. I've seen it off to the west. What I want to emphasize here is not paying attention to the exact totals for your city. Just know that the threat is there to pick up a lot of rain, and where that happens is going to dictate a flood threat. And because of that, the National Weather Service has issued a flood watch. This is going to be for most of central Georgia. Of course, we know the saying, and I want to emphasize this again for tomorrow morning. If you see a flooded roadway, please do not drive through it. Turn around, don't drown. You don't know how deep the water actually is, and it does not take a lot of water to actually move a car in terms of the speed of it moving. So something to be mindful of there for your Saturday morning. Something else that's caught my attention, and this is where the Weather Prediction Center, so another agency, is predicting the heaviest rainfall. It's in this red area here, and this is an increased risk of flooding in places that experience that heavy rainfall. Again, that's going to be for tonight and on into tomorrow. So lots to watch here. We're also watching the rivers as well. Of course, the Ocmulgee and Macon is already high, so we don't need any rain, and the ground is saturated, which means anything that does fall from the sky is going to be able to run off. So I think we're going to be watching river flooding into next week. So a 90% chance of rain mainly tomorrow morning, clearing out for the afternoon, springing forward on into Sunday, 63 the high temperature there, and then we warm back into the mid-70s through the middle part of next week.